everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're doing another video and it's been super fun, just kind of talking about all things weddings. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We are talking more tips and tricks for wedding planning, and today we are talking about 5 things that I think you can skimp on. Here's my list. The first thing that I think you can skimp on is your stationery. This kind of goes into like save the dates, your invitations. For your save the dates, I don't think you need to get it off like minted.com because I know that can be pricey. You can get something like off Zazzle. It doesn't need to be the highest quality paper. You don't need to get gold foil. In terms of your invitation, it's the same thing. You don't need to get the thickest cardstock. You don't need to get like belly bands and a bunch of inserts just because that's an additional cost. You can keep everything on one card, the main invitation, and at the bottom put your wedding website, and that's where you can have people RSVP. For stationery, there's the aspects of your save the dates and invitations, but then also there's day of stationery that a lot of people do, which I also feel like you can skimp on. The second thing that I think you can skimp on is desserts. So, okay, this is like a thing. So obviously it's tradition that you get a wedding cake, right? A lot of people now have been getting more simple cakes because I don't think you need this like 10-tier fondant, super intricate wedding cake. Right now what's trendy is more simple like white buttercream cakes and just putting in little flowers and a cute cake topper. If you're looking for a cake topper, look at Happily Ever Etched. They're a very popular company that makes super cute laser cut cake toppers. So with your cake, I don't think it needs to be anything like a crazy design. Honestly, we've gotten even simple cakes from Vaughn's, just a simple cake, and we throw some flowers in there and you think it's $1 million. The cake itself, and like I said, you can get a smaller like 2-tiered one just for you and your future husband and wife to cut just for photos, and then serve sheet cake in the back. I think you can also skimp on like dessert bars. I also know that's like a really popular thing right now. Honestly, if you do want to do a dessert bar, I always say like go to Porto's and just get a bunch of cheese rolls because those are super cost effective. Or I've even had people go to Costco or don't do one at all.
I love Porto's.
That's what I'm saying.
I love Porto's.
Like, I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you were to go with a specialty baker that makes the desserts, you're gonna spend another like $500 to $700 just on like the specialty stuff. And I think people like more familiar stuff like Porto's, Krispy Kreme, rather than these like fancy like desserts that have like pearls on them. And really too, the difference between like a dessert bar is if you get like a dessert vendor, they're gonna come in and style it and make it look pretty. But literally, if you just go to Costco and hire a coordinator, they can set it out for you like really pretty and it's gonna look like $1 million. So the third thing is a champagne toast. A lot of people will do like a welcome toast after your grand entrance. It doesn't necessarily need to be a toast. It could just be like a welcome speech, right? And then you go into like your speeches, which are again like a champagne toast with like your best man, maid of honor, etc., etc. So this is an extra fee in terms of, depending on your venue, depending who your caterer is, there's going to be an extra fee for the actual flute itself, like that rental of the glass, and then the service of like the pouring and the actual champagne itself. So that's like an individual like separate cost. A way to like skimp on this is just to have guest toast with what they have. Sometimes, like let's say we're going into speeches / toast, we'll tell the MC, hey, can you make an announcement to your guests that, hey, we're about to do toast in 15 minutes. If you guys don't have a drink, head over to the bar, get something, and then we'll get the toast rolling. Fourth thing that you can skimp on is favors. Oh, favors. So I feel like this is kind of making its way out. I can't tell you how many leftover favors we find. I have a whole collection actually of just bottle openers, wine stoppers, succulents, just, I don't know what it is, but people they just don't take them. I don't know if they just get too drunk and they forget, but we find a lot of favors left over at the end of the night. I will say the one thing that people do take is anything that's edible. So if you are boxing up like a cookie and it has like, it's wrapped really cute with like your logo and we set it on each place setting, that will be taken. People do macaroons, but that's kind of pricey. Coffee is also a really popular thing right now, but I would stay away from like bottle openers. Honestly, I don't think you should even do them, to be honest with you. Just because depending on what you get, it's a couple $100. I've seen some favors people get personalized things and it's like $500 or $600. I just put that to the bar. That's probably what your guests would want. Or I would do a photo booth instead, because people do love photo booths, but I would favors not super necessary. Fifth and final thing is like decor slash signage. So this is kind of something that you can DIY, which I think a lot of people have done, a lot of our clients. So this is stuff including like a welcome sign. If you want to do like signage at ceremony, a lot of people will do like a Bible verse there, or pick a seat not a side, bar menus, if they have just like, there's just a lot of signage that goes around for your wedding day. So this doesn't necessarily need to be from like a vendor, although there are vendors that specifically do this. Or to be honest with you, you don't need any of the signage. Really, the only thing that I would suggest is doing a welcome sign. I don't think you need any signage at ceremony. Again, it's a nice touch if it's in your budget. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think a bar menu is super necessary, because usually your bartenders will just put out whatever they're serving. So yeah, I think signage wise, keep a welcome sign if anything. Everything else is just kind of extra. It's just extra fluff, not super necessary. If you were a bride and you skimmed on some things too, whether it was these 5 things or even other things, leave me a comment below just so we can start that conversation. And then if you want to know the 5 things I think you should splurge on, I do have another video that will be in the link down below. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you again for watching. It's been so fun just making these videos and content and sharing all of my wedding knowledge. Okay, so make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys at the next video.